Thank you, Brian. Tonight, reaction from an Adams County Assistant State's Attorney who helped prosecute the Quincy man convicted of murdering his estranged wife a year ago.
41-year-old Timothy Bliefnick's appeal has been filed, and he's asking for a new trial. WGEM's Dylan Smith was at the courthouse today. And Dylan, what do prosecutors make of this?
Daniel and Raja, Adams County Assistant State's Attorney Laura Keck says she stands by her and fellow Assistant State's Attorney Josh Jones's effort in last year's murder trial. Bliefnick's appeal highlights 3 issues, including inadmissible evidence.
They're going to do their job. They're going to argue any potential error they can find. That's what they get paid to do.
That's Adams County Assistant State's Attorney Laura Keck's reaction to the 50-page appeal that argues Timothy Bliefnick should be tried again.
We still believe we got justice for Becky.
The appeal lists 3 issues with the trial that took place just under a year ago. Issue number 1, what the defense calls inadmissible evidence, specifically hearsay statements from Becky to some of her closest friends, which Tim's attorney Casey Schnock objected to time and time again.
The only thing that you heard was divorce talk. The girl talk at work.
Keck says the statements helped establish a motive.
They were important to show the ongoing animosity and feud between him and Becky.
The appeal also cites conversations between Becky's divorce attorneys, arguing they were covered by attorney-client privilege, which Keck says they got a court order for. The history between lead trial attorney Josh Jones and then Judge Robert Adrian is another reason cited for the call for a new trial. Over a year before the Bliefnick trial, Adrian had Jones removed from the courtroom for liking a specific post on Facebook days prior. Adrian said he couldn't be fair with him. The appeal calls it a suggestion of conflict. All issues aside, Keck stands by her and Jones's performance last May.
We still feel like we put on a strong case and we put on an ethically appropriate case.
And the appellate prosecutor's office must file their response by July 15th. Bliefnick is serving his life sentence in the Menard Correctional Center, which is just about 3.5 hours south of Quincy. Daniel.
All right, thank you, Dylan. Meanwhile, Jones was recently appointed to replace Judge Deborah Wellborn in July. With the associate judge appointment, Jones withdrew his name as a candidate to replace Judge Adrian when he was removed in February.